So first of all, I think we are all on our own journey, right? And that journey looks different depending on who you are. So I can only talk from my experience. But I think I got 3 points that is very important to me. And the first one is training.
Okay.
Train hard, and train every day if you can. So what I do, usually I work weekends, I go and teach, and then, I don't know if you've been to festivals, but get very, very tired when you come home. But then I have a friend who maybe calls me and say, Anders, let's go and train tap tomorrow at 9 o'clock. And I feel, I really want to sleep. But then I just push through and I do it.
Okay.
And everything just sorts itself out, even if you're very, very tired. So I say just keep on training.
Keep on
and
working.
Also have people around you to inspire you. So, be influenced by your friends and by your close friends that you dance with. So I have friends that, are very good tap dancers. They give me a lot of tips, in tapping. I have friends who are very good at aerials, acrobatics. We share our ideas and our different skills. Find these people that is close to you, then you will build something that is new, and you will have something new to give to the world as well. If that makes sense.
It does, yeah.
Yeah. So take care of the people around you. Don't just look out on YouTube. I got skills that maybe my friend doesn't have, and I will gladly offer that to my friend, for my friend to offer his or her skills to me.
Right. Okay.
The second point is music, because we have to understand that music is key. And listen to music. Try to find the bands that you like, or the big band, Count Basie, Duke Ellington. Go into bebop, to swing, different kind of jazz music. Try to understand the structure. Try to understand the different band leaders and how they phrase their music. Or I think that's very important, because if we understand the music, then we start understanding why we move in a particular way to that music. One of my biggest inspirations is looking at Wynton Marsalis.
Okay.
The way he speaks about jazz music really, it makes you understand why also the dancer move the way the dancer move. We can go back, and see like how jazz in New Orleans was created, and you see how all of these kind of the soul of that people, and different techniques that they were using, when jazz was creating, like vibration and going stronger and going lighter and all of these kind of things, and not just like marching bands just pushing it. And then you see the dancers and you see that they are doing the same thing, the same kind of techniques that the musicians are doing, right? But they're doing it with their bodies, and that is a way to express yourself.
So to understand the subtlety of the music.
Exactly. Super important, for sure. And that leads us to the third point, which is last but not least, of course, to understand the history. Because we have to understand that this comes from a people who was highly oppressed, right? In their oppression, one way to kind of express themselves was through artistic things, music, dancing, and so on.
Right.
So we have to understand that that's the soul. And of course we can never feel the way they felt, but we can at least try to understand it, and that will change our approach to things, and it will change our being in the dancing, right? I could go into this dancing, and I could it's just for fun, and that's no problem. That's most of us are doing it because it's fun. You get to meet new people, and it's a way to explore the world and meet different cultures and so on, which is beautiful. But if you start digging into the history, then your way of approaching the dance will change, and you start appreciating the art form that they did
I see.
back in the days in a different way.
Yeah.
And so you will start moving differently.
Okay.
This is a Swedish jazz musician. It's very, very interesting. Her name is Monica Zetterlund. She's passed away now, but she was our most famous jazz singer of all time. And I know there's a story when she went to New York. You know, she sang jazz, but she went to New York to sing. And I think it was Ella Fitzgerald. You know, she was actually listening to Monica. You know, she was in the audience, and then she came up to her and said, "You know, that wasn't very good." You know, of course she was very hurt. She went back home, and she also started to understand more about jazz, but also bring in her own culture, you know, the Swedish culture in the jazz. And all of a sudden she was expressing what was truly in her heart as well. And this is something beautiful, and I think it's very important for us to do, to, as you say, to understand where we are coming from, and then to understand where they are coming from, and somewhere meet somewhere.
Maybe where it resonates between the two.
Right,
There's got to be an overlap where...
Probably there is.
Okay.
Probably there is an overlap.
Cool.
So, I hope that's fairly clear.
Yes, I mean you brought some really relevant points to the table. Thank you very much for your time, and then see you for maybe another question.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.